Hi, everybody. I'm Kara Sundlin, and welcome to our Facebook Live. I am joined by Tim Malloy from Quinnipiac University because we want to talk about this new poll. Tim, can you see me and hear me okay?
Everything's great. Kara, let's go.
All right. So tell me about what you just found. Main point, you said Trump has a slight lead over DeSantis in a GOP primary, but you've also done some polling on President Biden as well. So what did you find?
Biden approval rating is up a little bit. The Trump, 48, 46 is in other words, we had the election tonight.
48 to 46. Okay. So also, you know,
we'd be counting their votes forever. What we did do, which was interesting, we I lost you. We're bouncing all over the place here.
Yeah, I see you right now, but I think you just had, I saw a little signal come up on your Zoom, but do you hear me and see me okay?
I see you fine. You want to try it again?
Yeah, well, yeah, so for those who are on the live stream, and the rest of us will clean it up in editing, but for those who are on the live stream, tell me what you found as far as, let's first talk about that. Let's repeat your point about what the polling found between former President Trump and current President Biden.
We did a couple of things. We did Biden approval ratings, which is slightly up. We did, if the matchup were Trump and Biden right now, who would win? Pretty much a tie. I think, Kara, the interesting thing we did is we polled names of 14 potential GOP candidates and asked Republicans only, who would you prefer? Now, a lot of names a lot of people didn't even know. But it really came down to Trump ahead of DeSantis by 42% to 36%. Well down the line, Nikki Haley, who just declared her run. And after that, Mike Pence, and everybody else didn't even register. So that's interesting because among Republicans, the DeSantis-Trump matchup puts Trump ahead. And that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, and different than, you know, if you're reading papers, there was some news that Trump was not doing as well in fundraising at all, and that maybe there was an indication that it's over and that the party's ready for someone new. That's not what this poll found.
It's true. Good point. It is. And actually, we're a little bit surprised by the number. We thought it'd probably be about a tie. But, you know, these are snapshots in time. This could change in a few days. Nikki Haley was on every morning show, including Fox this morning. A lot of people think she's very impressive and a potential candidate. So this could shift a couple of numbers by tomorrow.
Yeah, especially, well, there's a lot of talk that she's, you know, perhaps determining if things start to sway for Nikki Haley, is the Republican Party going to go back more to its Reagan roots rather than the more combustible politics that we've been seeing. Did you find out any? I mean, some people will say, listen, I liked some of President Trump's policies. I don't like the attitude, or I don't like what happened with January 6th. You know, it's all personality type based things. Did anything show up like that in this poll?
Well, that's a good story, good question. And this is a little bit off the popularity approval number, but I'll tell you this. We asked the question on the classified document thing, who intentionally took them and who did it by mistake. And far and away, Trump, 69% of Americans think he intentionally took those classified documents. 48% say Biden did by mistake or intentionally, and Pence by 37%. So that's an honesty issue. And it not a good number for Trump. And that could sway the numbers down the line as well. In other words, the vast majority of people we talk to believe that Trump, far more than the other two candidates, the president now and the former vice president, intentionally took those documents. That's not a good number for the president, former president.
That is interesting, because you'll hear that okay, well, you know, I wouldn't let my kids speak that way, but I like what he did here, or something like that. So inflation. That is the headline in every newscast right now, and you found that is also far and away a huge issue for Americans.
You know, and it has been for months, Kara. Immigration is 13% of inflation, 29% of Americans most concerned about that. And then gun violence, despite all the shootings we've had in the last couple of days. Yeah, inflation, the pocketbook issue, is the one that you talk about at home when you're having dinner, and that's at the top right now.
So obviously this is early, especially when you're talking about Republican primaries coming out. You know, we just had the announcement from Nikki Haley just a little bit ago, but she's even, as you found, registering below DeSantis. You would expect those numbers could change a lot as more and more people might get into some sort of a primary race.
Yeah, you would. I mean, there's a lot of people, like I said, names you may not know, Pompeo, Sununu from New Hampshire. pretty viable candidates that aren't even registering yet. It's all about FaceTime on TV. You do this for a living, and I did too, and I still do. It's about being in front of people like we're doing right now. It's on the internet or on TV. And right now, they don't have the FaceTime. The people we know most about are Trump and DeSantis, and that's why the number is. Expect these numbers to shift.
Expect these numbers to shift. But interesting that America is pretty divided if you do Biden-Trump. It would look exactly like we had a problem with the last election for wondering who wins.
Polarized country. Democrats and Republicans don't agree on anything. And right now, if you had the race, like I said before, President Biden versus former President Trump, we'd be up for days counting the votes because it's pretty much a dead flat tie.
Well, we appreciate your time, Tim, and we just anything else that you want people to know as they're listening to this. This is obviously, you've got the deepest understanding of all the workings of this. Can you, and let me ask you that, talk a little bit about the sample, or how did you do this poll?
Well, we take like 5 days here. As you know, we're down there, and we're in Connecticut, and we have a computer picks the phone numbers. We call cell phones. We call thousands of people. We spit the answers back into the computer, and we get the numbers. I'm basically the guy who translates the numbers and tries to give you an accurate feel for what they mean in straightforward English, which I hope I've done. You know, it's tough sometimes with numbers. But the takeaway on this is presidential race very close between Republicans and Democrats. Trump slightly up on DeSantis. And Trump is a little damaged probably by the revelation that most Americans think that he intentionally took those documents.
But no one's talking about the big issue before was January 6th. Did the January 6th?
We actually poll that all the time. We did not in this case, but I'll give you one good little thing that probably will make a headline tomorrow, and you guys could expand on this locally. 6 in 10 Americans, all Americans, we call everybody, trust the police. 6 in 10. But 72% of them believe that the police should be allowed, we should be allowed to sue the police civilly if they are out of line. You know, there's a lot of pushback against police in this country right now, rightly or wrongly. I don't have an opinion. But right now, generally Americans support their police, but they think they got to be held accountable.
Tim Malloy, Quinnipiac University, thank you so much. It's always interesting to see how these polling numbers turn out. So, of course, we're way early in the game, but this is where things stand right now. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're talking to people all over the country right now, so we'll let you get on to the next one.
Glad to be with you, Karen. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Okay.